All right, y'all, Water God TV, we back with another one. We're going over this conspiracy theory. I want to know if y'all think this is a conspiracy theory or not. You know, it's a lot of articles going out where they're debunking of that it was a laser that hit the Hawaii houses. And they're saying that it's just, people just saying things. It's always a conspiracy theory. People are always trying to get clicks and likes. But the numbers just, it's crazy how the numbers just make sense, in my opinion, that it could be some foul play that's going on. All right. So, first off, Hawaii is like the most expensive state to live in. And those properties are where the fire was burnt, is like $1 million properties by the water. And we also got some celebrities that stayed by, in Hawaii. I don't know if it's close by, but I'm gonna go over uh, a channel that I watch, Ron Yates. He go over some facts, some information about what happened. I'm gonna go over that. But first, I'm gonna go over this TikTok. I'm gonna go over this TikTok video where they talk about the laser and they talk about the blue color effect where it blocks the laser. And let's go over it. I want to know what y'all think. I can't click it here. Let's get it.
Are celebs all painting their Maui properties the same weird shade of blue? Rumors have swirled since October 2022 about Lahaina's elite painting their homes a unique shade of blue. Not just any blue, mind you, but an exact shade. Sounds like a quirky celeb trend, right? But what if there's more to it? Let's delve into the science of lasers, or as they're ominously termed, dews. Why? Because there's something interesting about a specific shade of blue and these energy beams. Here's the science. Certain energy rays interact differently with various colors on the spectrum. Some colors are more resistant or reflective, protecting underlying materials from harm. Remember those untouched umbrellas amidst the Lahaina devastation? Skyscraping trees untouched by disaster can be explained away. But how do you justify these seemingly invincible umbrellas? They're not just any umbrellas. They're blue, that exact shade of blue. Is there a connection between this specific royal blue shade, possibly dubbed the Mother Mary blue, and the dews? Could Lahaina's celebrities have insider knowledge, giving their homes a blue shade? Why the heck?
Okay, so that was a video talking about the blue shade. I said Oprah painted a house blue, but I'm gonna go into a more intellectual take on this by the brother Ron Yates. I follow him a lot. He talks, he give a lot of good facts, and I want to know what y'all think about this. Go let y'all see the whole thing, but I dubbed it.
That were making the money. Hawaii was made a state in 1959. But since then, American tourists and people looking for permanent vacation homes have been going to the island for its beautiful scenery and temperate climate. And like I said, guys, you have the likes of Mark Zukerberg buying up land there. Zukerberg owns around 1,400 acres of prime Hawaii real estate. So does Oprah Winfrey. Oprah Winfrey is sitting on about 1,000 acres herself. These people almost own entire islands. Larry Ellison, the billionaire tech magnate, he owns 98% of Lanai, about 140 square miles or just short of 90,000 acres. The U.S. federal government owns just over 830,000 acres of military stations and national parks. And for that, some Hawaii local call government interlopers. So you can imagine.
So the government owns it too. Government got land. Oprah got land. Mark Zuckerberg got land.
Land is
none of their land got affected though.
The precious commodity in Hawaii, especially as land and home prices are the highest in the country. A trust set up by Congress to return Hawaiians to the native lands has been plagued with nothing but problems like inadequate funding, mismanagement, and poor land quality. Some Hawaiians have waited decades to obtain the land, with 23,000 waiting on a list. Thousands have died without even seeing their promised land. And over the past decade, federal land promised to Hawaiians was sold to private investors instead. Now, what makes it even worse is that while these local Hawaiians wait, tourists visit in the millions, who some say they treat the state like it's their own personal theme park and ignore signs that preserve culture and the environment. Plus, their needs are often put above their locals. I mean, just look at Paris Hilton. She faced backlash after being photographed on a Maui beach over the weekend, smiling with her husband Carter Ream with their 8-month-old son. This took place just half an hour away from Lahaina. where 106 fatalities have been reported, probably closer to above 111 by now, and 1,300 people remain missing. Hilton even tweeted later, quote, "That's hot." I mean, really? She said that while people were suffering from wildfires half an hour away? I mean, come on. Now, in the aftermath of the fire, as many as 4,000 tourists and residents were evacuated from Oahu, 116 miles to the west. Now, due to the high occupancy rate of the accommodation on Oahu, those people will stay at the convention center on the island, which some say is a drain on resources. Tourists even return to the beaches and the water to continue their vacations. The same waters that people died in just 3 days ago are the same waters that the very next day these visitors, these tourists, they're swimming in it. Basically, there are two Hawaiis right now. There's the Hawaii that the locals are living in and the Hawaii that these tourists are living in, visiting. Now, I just got to say this, guys. The land grab is sick. So many are looking to exploit those that need our help, love, and compassion right now. I feel nobody should be allowed to buy land in a situation like this. Now, of course, if people need the money, the state should help. I mean, what's our taxes for, right? What do you think? I hope the native Hawaiian.
We used 5 AI-driven scaling tools for our
Whoa.
business, and this is what happened.
That
4
is
million a
crazy.
month cash collected in a little under 9 months. Hard to believe.
Hawaiians can stand their ground. I'm just worried the White House isn't going to fight for them, you know? In fact, there are rumors that are floating around that the Maui wildfire was done on purpose to open up prime real estate, basically a man-made fire deliberately started by the government or by the elite classes to land grab millions of dollars worth of the island from the natives. There was a TikTok video. I don't know if you guys saw this one. A young man claiming that he was involved with fire and emergency services on the island and did not believe that the fire was actually naturally caused. He also shared his firsthand account of the wildfire. He suggested that it could not have been caused by a hurricane and that there are other reasons behind it, such as elites intentionally setting fires in an effort to grab land from the locals. He said that there was no way that a hurricane that big caused no flood or other crazy things, but ended up starting a fire. Netizens speculate that the real estate giant BlackRock was involved in the Maui fires. As reported by several media outlets, including BBC, Lahaina is the worst affected region in the Maui fires. And just to share this with you guys, Lahaina was once the capital of Hawaii before it became part of the USA. In fact, it was full of native people, rich lands, and business owners, all of whom have previously refused to sell their properties to conglomerates such as BlackRock, Vanguard, State Street, and Oprah Winfrey's Harpo Productions. Many of the properties are in prime locations like the oceanfront, so they're generally considered valuable land worth millions of dollars. This is why a lot of Twitter/X users were claiming that elites, government agencies, and asset managers like BlackRock caused the wildfire to capture land from the Maui natives. And who's backing BlackRock? Well, the firm handles the majority of the celebrities' properties on the island, such as those of Oprah, Jeff Bezos, Mark Zukerberg, Lady Gaga, Bill Gates, Will Smith, Julia Roberts, and more. All of those properties have reportedly been unaffected by the fires, while the lands of the natives have.
So can we see the resemblance here? All right. So BlackRock is a big asset manager, right? They control the assets of, these celebs, the elites. Now, if it's true that they tried to buy the land from these locals and they didn't want to purchase, now, the land just burns up when we know that Hawaii is the most expensive state, the best housing market out of the 50 states. So the numbers is just pointing at something just not right. But let's go ahead. Let's continue.
Have been burned down. Many locals have been forced to sell off their lands, while some have even lost their lives trying to save them. And a lot of the lands are now unclaimed, making it allegedly easy for the elites to try and buy such properties using the help of BlackRock, according to internet rumors. Now, there are even aerial videos of Lahaina that claim that the trajectory of the fire, the areas it burned down, and the ones that it spared seemed rather suspicious. Some even believe that it was a joint effort for whoever gets to benefit from turning Maui into a smart city. There was news about that one Hawaii official that allegedly shut the water off. People are calling for him to be locked up for all the lives lost. The name's M. Kaleo Manuel, former deputy director of the Hawaii Commissioner on Water Resource Management.
So he shut the water off. So there was no way you could stop the fire. That's just crazy.
This official waited for more than 5 hours to release water during the wildfires that devastated Maui. According to him, access to water should be predicated on conversations about equity. whatever that means. In a live stream debate hosted by the University of Hawaii last year, Manuel described water as a sacred god. The West Maui Land Company said in an August 10th letter to Manuel that his commission refused its request to divert streams to fill landowners' reservoirs in the hard-hit Lahaina area until after the wildfires raged out of control. Sources said that Manuel asked the company to consult with a local farmer about the impact of water diversion before approving their request. Amid the aftermath,
So I want to know what y'all think about this, man. They saying that they stopped the water. He didn't want to turn on the water so they could definitely spray the city down. I want to know what y'all think about this. Do you think this was a land grab? Or do you think this is, another conspiracy theory? Some people just talking about conspiracies and it don't really make sense. He said, what if the resources used, I got a comment here. What if the resources used to fight the fire were being used to save the rich people houses and just leave the rest to fend for themselves? Yeah, it makes sense. I mean, you got all these high profile celebrities there and their house didn't get affected. And we know the real estate is prime real estate in that area. It just smells like something ain't right, And for me to see all of these articles where they're talking about, oh, they're trying to debunk all of this. Oh, it didn't happen. It just makes me think that they're trying too hard to try to diffuse this as a conspiracy. So shout out to Adrian J. Ramirez Menendez for your comment. That makes sense. What if the resources used to fight the fire were being used to save the rich people's houses and just leave the rest to fend for themselves? That still is like, why, Why? But I think it's something. I think something's up. I think somebody's doing something. I don't think it was just, when you follow the money, you normally get to the right answer. But hey, let me know what y'all think in the comment section. I'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace.